All right, so we're pulling the rhino iguana's eggs. So this is our lay area. It's about close to 8 feet wide and it's 4 feet across, and it's only about a foot deep. It's as deep as these blocks are. I put this hide here. It's basically a cement mixing tub I put upside down, just so she has different options. She has an option here, obviously, an area that's like 3x4 with the play sand and soil mix, where she could lay out in the open. I actually cover the top of the enclosure here so it doesn't get wet with rain. And then she has this area here where I put this hide, has a hole in the front of where this measures 3 feet, I believe 2.5 feet, like 30 inches. Yeah, I believe so. So I put this here, and she usually likes going underneath here and lays there. I mean, she did test holes over there, you could see, but she wound up choosing underneath here, which is fine. And I usually do 2 other options for her to lay, but every year she chooses this area. But I still include the other areas because it's good to give them options. I don't want one year that she decides she doesn't want to lay here and I just don't have other options for her, because in times like that a female could get egg bound if they don't like the option provided. So she's covering her eggs now. She looks really skinny, of course. I usually keep her covered and kind of push this back. Reason being, I really just don't want to stress her out. So I just push this back a little bit while she stays in there. And then it's kind of dark in this corner here. But I grabbed some of the substrate that she buried her eggs in. Again, it's soil mixed with play sand. Nope. See, she's pushing with her nose. Pushing with her nose to cover everything, and she'll push also with her hands as well. And usually she stays with the male, with her mate. But what happened with that was he actually started fighting with her because she was being pretty assertive. You can see she's pushing because it's just that instinct to cover up. So she's covering up that area there. But yeah, so basically sometimes when my female rhino iguanas are gravid, they'll get kind of assertive with the males, and they have a big area. Their whole enclosure is like 16 feet by 8 feet, so it's a decent size. So usually the males would just kind of go away, but this time around I guess the male decided not to go away and they were fighting. So I'm not sure how I'm going to try to reintroduce them, but I'll work on it. I have a lot of visual barriers in here now, but maybe I'll add even more. Maybe that'll help, we'll see. Okay, so enough for me filming dirt. Let me actually try to dig for the eggs. I know they're here because I saw them earlier. So I try to aim for like a loamy consistency. So she could lay in a loamy area. Oops, let me get my thumb out the way. So I want it to be able to clump up, but not be like saturated or anything like that. But you don't want eggs ever getting like really wet. Naturally in the wild, they would never lay their eggs in a wet area. So we have one here. Some of them feel a bit soft, I knew earlier, and then some of them felt fine. So we'll see. Like this one feels fine. I'm not super worried about turning eggs when they first lay them, because the embryos haven't really, see, those are unfertilized ova that she passed there. But the embryos at this point in time haven't adhered to any of the walls, so it's not really a concern. Eight. 17. Alright, so it looks like it's 17. Some of the eggs are good, some aren't good. I can tell by the shape. But we have a decent amount of good eggs here, so we'll incubate them, and we'll have some baby rhinos in a few months. And then she's still here. Hey, Mama. She's really skinny after laying, but she'll look good soon again.